And welcome back, everyone. I am very excited to be opening this figure for this video. This will be a review on the, gosh, this has a very long name. This is the MegaHouse Code Geass R2 Lelouch figure in his Zero outfit. This is one of the figures I consider one of my grails. It is exactly how I want Lelouch, one of my favorite characters, if not one of the favorite character in Code Geass, to be portrayed. He is, you know, standing tall and powerful. He's in the coolest outfit that he has outside of the resurrection outfit at the end of the movie. I do want a figure of him in that outfit, but the only one available is very expensive, so long lost dream. But he has a multitude of different poses you can pose him in, with or without his mask, or with and without his Geass power. So super cool. I love how they went about this figure. The box is cool too. Very sturdy, safe cardboard with the Geass symbol at the top. I think this is the first figure they made as a full-blown scale with this outfit. This figure actually got a re-release later on for the 10th year anniversary, and it comes with Suzaku's head, since he, spoiler alert, kind of takes over the Zero mantle at the end of the series. I did not want that one. I don't want Suzaku's head, so I'm very happy to just have the Lelouch one. He's honestly not that expensive. I remember when I first came across him and started looking into trying to buy him, I feel like he was a lot more expensive. He was over $200, and he kind of is for the most part when you look at retail shops that do happen to have him in stock, because this is a very old figure. I think this was released in 2011. He's still fairly okay to find, but to get a really good price on him, you really have to find a secondhand seller via an actual collector. And for me, buying really old figures like this from the early 2000s and prior to that, I'm very unwilling to pay more than $100 for them, just because I know the quality is not really on par with the quality that I like in my anime figures. And that's really the only mental block I've had that kept me from buying him. So I'm really, really happy to own him finally. And let's get to unboxing him. I wonder if I can open him from the bottom. Oh yeah, and the bottom does have the guide of what he comes with. Oh, I hate these types of... Yeah, I'll just open him from the top. Gosh, I usually really like opening the figures from the bottom, but recently all these boxes come with that type of opening at the bottom, and it's kind of a pain to open that way. I just end up ripping the box, so... Oh, that's cool. So the insides of the box have Zero on the sides. That's really cool. All right. Here he is. And does he have... Yeah, there's tape along the sides. Okay, so first thing, here is his base. It's a little bit dusty. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, very reflective. It just has Zero on the bottom with the Geass symbol. On the underside, there's some licensing. Sunrise is the anime company that created Code Geass, and then they credit the character design to Clamp, which are the mangaka group that created Cardcaptor Sakura. He comes with a few extra hands. This is the one that he stretches out. Then, I'm trying to see if that's dust or just a grain. But yeah. Very nice sculpt. And again, this is an older figure, so I'm not going to be too critical as far as the paint job and the sculpt. Because originally this figure, I think, was sold for $100. Oh, I dropped something. I'm going to put him to the side a little bit. It's got a piece of paper to block paint transfer, which I can see this being an issue. You can kind of see they put a piece of plastic there so that his face doesn't get smudged by the cape. I'm going to set you down really carefully. He comes with this extra faceplate that does not have his Geass, but is still very cool. In person, his hair is a bit darker as well, so you can kind of... He's got this extra piece of plastic at the top, but other than that, I don't really see any issues. He also comes with his Zero mask, which is great. And I do understand this is... I'm probably washing a lot of these pieces out. In person, they're a bit darker than they are in camera. Because this entire costume really is just black. But I love the little shine in the paint. Yeah, this is super dusty. That tells you how old this is. And then another hand, I think. Or what is this actually? I'm not sure what that is, to be quite honest. It almost looks like a neck piece, but we'll see. Maybe because his mask kind of blocks part of his outfit, so you need this to fill it in, because it looks like a neck piece to me. And then the final item that he comes with is his scabbard sword at his waist, which is very cool. He wore this mainly towards the, well, I guess he did wear it in the beginning when he first introduced himself as Zero, but I don't think it was this fancy. It's got a real chain. That's really cool. And then this is a little more malleable plastic. It's the belt that goes around his waist. Neat. So I'll be excited to put that on him. And I gotta look and see what fell. But other than that, that's everything in the blisters. Okay, the only thing that fell was this extra blister piece, so I'm just gonna set that to the side. Let's put him on his base. That way I can properly show y'all what he looks like. Oh, I see. Okay. Gotta pull his head off too. Oh, snap. Alright. Here's his Geass face. Really cool. It's a little off center, but not too bad. His cape is quite large. That's really the only downside if you want a Lelouch figure, is all of the pieces that he's going to come with is going to have a giant cape. So if you're hard pressed for display space, this might be a difficult figure. Now I do notice this has a couple scratches on the inside. And it's probably from, you know, shaking against his coattails in the box. I'm not really too worried about it. I don't really mind. I know that was probably going to happen. All of the cape is painted in a matte finish. Cool shading on the inside. It's got the gold trim where it needs it to be. And then, yeah, just very light plastic. I'm trying to fix how bright this is, but hopefully y'all can tell. And then here is Lelouch himself, or well, without his face. Here's his outfit. Again, very accurate to the show. Love all the different folds. He's a very skinny guy per the style of the show, but I do like that they added folds where there needed to be folds. His shoes are really nothing special, but I do notice a little bit tiny scratches down there. But again, not a big deal. Definitely not as noticeable as that scratch that I found on the Suiginto figure recently. Love it. Whoop. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. He's a long boy. But I love him. Love the detail of the sleeve. And this arm can come off so that you can swap it out with oh, this says left. So they both come off? Oh, they do. Okay. He's so tall. It was getting hard to show y'all what I was doing, But there's one of his arms. This arm is intended for him to hold his mask like that. And then when you want to put him on it, it's this piece. Something like that. Really cool. Ooh. I do kind of wish, because I do have another figure that had a cape. I sold him now. It was a Kuroko prize figure, but he also had kind of a piece of clothing that went over his shoulders, and it sat very well on his shoulders. This one is, I think, a little bit finicky with the other arms. So that's something we'll probably have to, I don't know, put some putty in just to secure it. But it looks very cool. Okay, let's try putting his belt on him, because this looks a little bit finicky. It's a very, very thin opening to put this piece in there. Thankfully his waist is super thin. Okay, I was able to get it closed, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that with Lelouch. Okay, oh, I got it in. Okay, that wasn't as difficult as I thought. It just doesn't feel the most secure. So I guess just be careful with that. I think his sword is supposed to sit kind of like that, right against his this left side. It just looks a little bit silly right now with it floating like that. It very much looks better, you know, behind him, but I don't think that was the intent. So that part's a bit of an engineering misstep, but not terrible. I could probably get a hairdryer. Oh, see, and it's very loose. Like this little opening that you have to get this in is quite tiny. It is not the best. Let's just say that. So once I officially put him on display, I'll just make sure that's secure in there and then just leave him. I won't touch him ever again. He looks cool as is, even without it. I'm assuming that's why most pictures I see of him online don't have the sword. Everyone probably also thought it was very difficult to put on him, and it just wasn't worth it. He really doesn't show up in the show, from what I remember, too much with the sword, so it's not as iconic for him to wear it compared to just having the suit and his helmet. So, and the cape, of course. So overall, I do think he's worth what he originally sold for. And if you're a big Code Geass fan, I definitely don't think it's not worth it to get him under $200. Anything over $200 though, I definitely think maybe they'll release something in the future. They just released a Code Geass figure that I actually did buy, but because I haven't found my camera, I lost the footage to it, unfortunately. This is the most recent Code Geass figure that was released, and I did pre-order him, so I was able to obtain him for a bit under $200, even with shipping from Japan. So when you compare the two, I definitely think this one's a higher quality and the most bang for your buck. He's a little bit bigger than this, which is a, I believe, 1/8 scale. And I don't think he had a scale specifically, but most people agree he's closer to 1/6 scale. Only downside is his cape. Again, these Lelouch figures and their capes. I had to be very creative with how I displayed him, because to maximize space, I mean, he takes up so much of it that I really have to stick figures under him, around him, and under that giant cape. Otherwise, he would just take up the whole shelf. He looks very cool, though, and obviously he's in his school uniform, which a lot of people may not like, but I think most Lelouch scale figures outside of the prize ones have him in the Zero outfit. So I'm assuming for this one, which I think was the 25th anniversary figure, they wanted something a little different, which I don't mind, but I agree. I kind of wish they had chosen a better outfit for him. And the pose wasn't so awkward. I mean, look how long this is. But, yeah, I managed to get him for under $200. So, well, they're so different that I guess it's really up to you. Personal preference. I do think this one looks a lot cooler. You could also definitely try to get this one as well. He's still available, I'm pretty sure. And if he's not, I'm sure a lot of shops are selling him. Don't know for how much. I haven't really looked into it, but he is an option. And that's pretty much going to be it. I love this figure. I'm very, very happy to have him. If you are going to be looking for him, definitely try to find him under $200 or around $200. I don't think he's an old figure from a very, very popular series. So I definitely think more Lelouch figures will be coming. And I will be excited to see what they can come up with. And that is it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I definitely think he's an amazing figure. He's a classic. I think if you are a good Code Geass fan, this is definitely one you should have in your collection. But he's pretty widely mass-produced and popular, so I would definitely try to see if you can get him for about $200 and no. If not, though, he's definitely worth it just to have Lelouch in his iconic outfit and a variety of posability options. I don't think they've really made a figure since this one that was this versatile. So that's really cool. I really appreciate my friend for buying this for me, and I'm so happy to have him in my collection. I'm excited to put him on my shelf where I display this Lelouch. We'll see how that goes because he takes up a lot of space. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video.